Hello and welcome to this SAP Hybris core lecture. In this lecture we'll be discussing SAP Hybris and the installation of the suite. In terms of agenda, we will download and unzip the SAP Hybris installation, install the SAP Hybris suite by recipe, and finally start and check the SAP Hybris installation. Before we go any further, I would like to introduce you to SAP Hybris, a masterclass. The masterclass is designed for system administrators, business analysts, and developers. We assume no prior knowledge of SAP Hybris, instead taking three pillars of core, operations and performance and combine them into a full end-to-end Hybris landscape project. Developed by senior SAP engineers, the course is designed for the real world with online tutorials, video walkthroughs and best practice advice throughout. Find out more at runhybris.com/masterclass. Step 1 on our SAP Hybris install journey is to download and unzip the suite. To do this, you will need an account with SAP and you will need to log into the SAP Software Download Center or SWC. You will then search for Hybris and download the installation zip. Take note that the zip is about 2 gigabits in size. You will need to place your zip folder as close to your root as possible. That is, you will need to avoid spaces, special characters, and length in the file path. For example, on a Linux system, a compromised location would be similar to /user/SAP space SW/Hybris. This space between SAP and SW can cause build issues and compilation issues for SAP Hybris. Next, you're going to need a reasonably high performance laptop, desktop, or server. It is recommended by SAP to have at least 8 gigabits of RAM and not to be running any high performance applications at the same time, for example, photo and video editing. To unzip the SAP Hybris installation, I recommend using command line based tools, for example the Linux tool unzip or the Java tool jar with the shown parameters. It's important to note that SAP Hybris zip is quite large and quite deep, and therefore if you're unable to unzip it one tool, be sure to try another. Let's go ahead and put this theory into practice. Okay, welcome to my desktop. I'm going to use Mac OS for this example, but you're welcome to use any OS that will run Java. I've downloaded my SAP Hybris zip file and placed it close to the root in a folder called YSandbox. I've also opened a terminal window and moved to the same directory. Running a present working directory command, we can confirm we were within the user directory, the user run Hybris, and the folder YSandbox. I'm going to proceed and attempt to unzip using the Java tool jar-xvf and the Hybris zip folder name. Unfortunately, a super common error has occurred here. The Java tool is unable to unzip the zip file. We'll try again, but I'll use the OS tool unzip. This unzip operation appears to be proceeding, but keep a close eye for any errors and ensure the tool completes before proceeding. Given the size of the zip, it can take upwards of 10 minutes to fully unzip, depending on your hardware. On the right hand side, you can see the directory of YSandbox beginning to fill with the SAP Hybris folders. So the unzip operation is finished, and on the right hand side we have the complete Hybris directory. If you wish to save on file space, you can remove the SAP Hybris zip file now, you won't need it any further. I also recommend you spend some time reviewing the folder of Hybris, as this is the core to the SAP Hybris platform and where you will be spending most of your time. Let's move back to the tutorial and move on to step 2. For step 2, we're going to leverage SAP Hybris recipes. These are pre-configured deployments from SAP that allow you to get various Hybris storefronts up and running really quickly. They're great for doing demos as you can choose between various storefronts and configurations, including advanced Hybris modules such as Assisted Service Module. To install a recipe, you will need to open a terminal window in the directory where you unzipped Hybris. For example, you would navigate to /user/SAP/Hybris. You will then need to move to the installed directory. From here, we will call the following command of /install.sh-r-b2c_acc. I will now talk you through this command. /install.sh is the main install script for recipes. On Windows, this will be called as /install.bat. -r is the recipe flag, indicating that we wish to install a recipe, and b2c_acc is the name of the recipe. In this example, we will install a very basic business-to-consumer storefront. This command, one of 3 we will call to install a recipe, sets the initial build parameters for the recipe. Once completed, we will need to call the next command of /install.sh-r b2c_acc initialize. What this step does is initialize the suite and prepare it for runtime. Let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, I've moved back to my desktop with the Hybris directory open and a terminal window open in the YSandbox directory. Issuing a list command, we can see the folders listed and we'll move into the installer directory. Let's briefly review the installer directory contents with another ls command. There are two install scripts that we're interested in, .sh and .bat. As I'm using a Mac, I'll be using the .sh script, but on Windows you'll be using the .bat script, and all commands remain the same. Let's begin by issuing the first command of 3 to begin the installation. /install .sh -r b2c_acc and execute. The script will begin like the zip file, and this can take some time depending on the hardware you are running. I will allow anywhere between 30 seconds and perhaps upwards of 5 minutes for the script to run. Okay, let's jump to where the script is finished. On this particular hardware, it took about 16 seconds to set the build framework. Let's issue the second command and begin the initialization. Once again, this is /install .sh -r b2c_acc with the new command of initialize. This particular script starts the Hybris installation, initializes the data, and sets the initial configuration. As a result, the Hybris server is running when this script is running. This means you may notice a marked increase in hardware utilization during the script execution. This is entirely normal. However, this means the time taken to run the script can be considerably longer than other scripts. Depending on your hardware, this could take anywhere from 30 minutes to over an hour. Ensure you monitor the script for any errors or failures and allow it to run to completion. The script will tell you when it's finished, so make a coffee or a tea and let it run. Skipping ahead to script completion, this particular hardware completed the initialization in just over 25 minutes. This would be considered about average for a modular laptop. Now, let's drop back to the slides for a final step. Step 3 for the installation is to start Hybris and get ourselves to our new storefront. To do this, we will again issue a command in the install folder of /install .sh -r b2c_acc start. This will start our server, and once started, we can navigate to it using our local host URL, assuming you're running the installation locally. If you're using a remote server, be sure to substitute your IP address. SAP Hybris uses the port 9002 by default for web traffic, so be sure to include this in your URL. Let's move back to the desktop and start the server. Moving to our console, we issue the /install .sh -r b2c_acc start command. What this script will do is start the SAP Hybris server and allow us to access the backend cockpits and front-end storefronts of SAP Hybris. This script can take some time to complete, on average hardware taking between 90 seconds and 10 minutes. It's important during script execution that you monitor for any errors and the script continues to run. The script is self-contained and has a wrapper, meaning if it is unable to start or if errors occur, it will inform you. Skipping ahead to the server start, we can see an indication of the server startup in approximately 6 minutes at the top of the console window. Likewise, we see periodic cron job information messages from Solar. Both of these are indications that the server has successfully started. We can now enter the Hybris Administration Console, or HAC. To do this, we will open a web browser and proceed to standard Hybris URL of localhost port 9002. Enter this into your browser and ignore any issues with SSL certs. This occurs in local and demo installations, as a certificate supplied by default for testing will not pass browser validation. Once you reach this screen, the login screen for the HAC, you will need to enter a username and password. By default, the administrative login is admin with password NIMDA, that is admin spelled backwards, all lowercase. I'll demonstrate in the username field so you can see what the password is. Let's go ahead and log in, electing to save the password if you wish. And there you have it, a running SAP Hybris suite. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and once again we would invite you to check out the full masterclass course at runhybris.com.